Boxes to build. I don't know what volume it is. Let's see what we're going to do next. Welcome back to the McGolf Shop. Jim McCleary, most awarded certified club maker, club fitter, where we talk about club reviews, club repairs, and club fittings. And if you would, like and subscribe, swing and hit that bell down there so that you will get the videos as they drop. Now, where are we going this time? Yep, not too far, right? It's only about an hour away, but it qualifies. We got a box, and we got to do a build. So let's see what it is. All right, I'm not much of an unboxing guy, but we're going to figure it out. The part that I really like about this is, check this out. Warning. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Tamper-proof seal. We're talking about a guy serious about sending out golf gear now. All right, so what do we got? We have a shaft and a grip, looks like. Let's see what else we got. There it is. Oh, just about can't get it. Hold on. There it is. A PING G400. I'm getting a lot of those. All right, so here we go. So you can see it. PING G400. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I got a letter. It says, "Hi Jim, hope it's all well and the missus doing good. Need to build a custom PING G400 LST. LST. Now, if you guys remember, you know, Golf Spy did a testing last year. LST did pretty good, right? Stronger golfer. They're going to like this. So he's included an 8.5 degree Tensai AV65 stiff, AV Series 65S. Let's see if that'll come in. There we go. All right, as you guys know, the Tensai is a Mitsubishi shaft, and Mitsubishi has been long known for making some pretty good shafts. This is one of their newer. They got the Tensai blue, they got Tensai orange, and they got another color. What they go to, I don't know right off the top of my hand, but I will look it up. It says one PING G adapter, one Drytech grip, wind grip. Now the blue, if you see the blue right here in the top, that's a dead giveaway for a mid-size, and that's what it says on the back. Apparently he's had it pured. We're gonna have to read the pure and see where they want to put it. Well, we're going to do a couple of things here then. Let's start at the very beginning. He's given me specifications of what he wants it to build in. Good. He's included another adapter. However, there's an adapter already in it. We're going to take a look and see which one. And this one happens to be, we'll see if this is not aftermarket because they look different. Let me show you. All right, you see from this crease up, this is a real PING adapter, as you can tell, because it says PING on it. See how much higher that is? So that's telling me somewhere along the lines that one of these isn't right, or one of them's a different model, right? One can be a different model. I've seen more of the taller kind than I have the thinner kind. And for an LST, for the stronger guy, now there's a couple assumptions that are probably being made. Again, what they'll do is they'll say, well, the LST, the low spin technology, normally the better player will be the guy that uses this, so hitting in the center of face is going to happen quite a bit, so that you don't need a whole lot of protection up here. You know, I've heard that theory a couple of times. Maybe, maybe not. But I happen to have a handy dandy PING wrench, so let's take it apart and find out. Nope, it's a regular PING one. Hey, look at that. It's a regular PING one. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to email Sean, and Sean being in Columbus, and see which one he wants to use. All right, let's do a build. Oh, also, he sent back already made a return label too. That's awesome. Let's talk about the pure analysis. So you saw that was pure analysis. So what does pure do? Well, pure does just about what, this is a computerized version of what I do analog. So of course it's much more precise, right? It's just much more precise in doing what I do. And so what happens when you get a pured shaft? Well, they put it through a series of tests. So they hold it on one end, they put a rig on the other, and they do all this testing, all right? They do all this testing, and in order to find the fact where it fits in a planar mode, much like when we talk about flatline oscillation, although Mr. Wise probably doesn't like that. And so it gives you the best orientation into the club head and where it sits in order to give you the best performance. It talks about rotating it. So it talks about rotating it from the logo. Okay, rotating it from the logo, and it's very precise. It's in 1/100ths of degrees. So what does it end up doing? Well, you see that line? See, there's no logo. Where's the logo? Where's the logo? Where's the logo? Oh, there's the logo. So now the logo is up. There is no line. He said you had to turn the logo, almost 50 degrees. So that's, going towards you, right? And then that would be up, and there it is, the up. So if I didn't make that any more confusing, so we want this line, where is it at? There it is. I want that line sticking up. So it said to turn it about 50 degrees, turn the logo about 50 degrees, so just, there would be 45, about 50 plus degrees, and that would be in the optimal position. And that's how we're going to do that. We're going to put it so that that's right there. And we're going to leave that on there so Sean can show them where we put it. Go to put that on there, it'll look, so there's the line, all right, so you can see it, there's the line. So we put the line up, and the head will be up with it, and then we're going to flow it just to make sure, and then that way everything agrees. So that's where we're at. It's just a matter of making it to specifications. Let's go do that. Well, you learn something new every day. Remember when I was talking about the shorter adapter versus the taller adapter? Well, just before I was getting ready to call Sean, it dawned on me to go look a little deeper. I've done a few of these now, and I realized that, hey, some of these take ferrules and some of them don't. So the shorter one, I don't know if you can see, the shorter one has a bit of a shoulder in it. And what it does is it takes a ferrule. Now it takes a special ping ferrule. I'm just using this as a demonstration part of it, where the taller one does not. Sean's going to get the taller one, so we're going to have to change. That's learning something a little bit new. So when you go forward with ping, if you see the shorter one, you're going to need a ferrule, and it's kind of a rubbery ferrule too. It's really kind of a neat little deal. And then you get the one without. So we're going to use the one without. Another request by Sean in the note that he sent was he had an 8.5 degree ping, wants it set to 9. If you look on a ping adapter, it starts at 0, right? Starts at 0, and then there's a big plus and a big minus. Those stand for a +1 and a -1. Then you rotate it around, and there's a small minus and a big plus. And those are a 0.06, basically half a degree. Doing the math, those are what we want to use. So we're going to set this to the small plus. We're going to do a dry check on this to make sure, because this is one of those that if you wanted to adjust it, you'd have to pull the shaft out, rotate it around, put it back in. And once you do that, then all this SST puring stuff just went out the door. Let's go do that. Now Sean has also given me a spec on the CPM. That one is let's say that one's difficult at best, or at easiest, particularly when he gives me 1 CPM range, 254 to 255. A couple of things with that. Depending on where you're getting that particular information from, their frequency machine could be different than mine. So the numbers could come off of there being a little different. But he wants 45 inches and he wants 254, 255. So let's just see what it is for right now. 250. Not bad, Sean, not bad at all. I'm not certain what we're trying to obtain here. However, let's go with this. I have an S flex shaft, so we want to be somewhere in the S flex, I'm assuming. On my chart, 254, if I point to it, if I go to 45 and I go up to 254, 255, I am very, very close to a 7.0, which is basically a 2x on my particular chart. And I don't think he wants 2x. 250 is at the top of the stiff range cresting into the X flex range. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Now I'll give Sean a call to make sure he understands this. Hello, this is Jim.
Hey Jim, Sean Moran's.
Hey Sean, what's going on?
Not much, pal. How you been?
Oh, working. Thanks to you. Well, you sent me a good combination, I have to admit. You did your research.
Sure did.
The other thing is, I got, you wanted that 254, 255 thing.
Yes.
On my chart, that throws you up into the 1x, 2x range. Right now, right now as it sets, it's at the top of the S flex range, and it's at 250. I don't think we need to change that any.
Yeah, that's perfect. I wanted it to be somewhere, in the stiff range.
Okay. I think you're in good shape where it's at. And I did measure it, and it will be a 9-degree club when we use the small plus.
Nice.
So we are on our way. I'll start putting that together. And I'm doing a boxes to build on you. It's kind of funny that you're only an hour away, and I've got you. We're filming you talking to me right now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I think as it sets, because trimming you're going to trim driver shafts if you want to get to a particular frequency, and that's not a bad thing. But the driver shaft was designed to go this long and be installed as it is. But, a little trimming to get a little more personalized, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you that, the design parameter was for it to go in, trim the length, pretty much make it there. If you wanted to adjust, you can make it a little heavier to make it play a little more flexible, but then you deal with weight. Or if you want to make it play more stiff, a little bit of trimming isn't going to be a big deal. But if you've got to go to 1.5 inches or something like that, chances are you're not going to get the same shaft properties that you were looking for before. So you got to keep that in consideration. Now that takes us into fairway wood shafts, right? What you'll hear is, oh, just get a driver shaft that's 10 degrees heavier, slam it in the fairway wood, and you should be fine. And as we see nowadays in a lot of the OEMs, that's not happening so much, that you're getting the same weight, right? It used to be 60-70 for driver fairway wood, and now it's 60-60, 50-60. So they've gone lighter or the same. It's very rare that it gets heavier. I've found that better players like slightly heavier, but again, there's no hard and fast rule. You'll always find somebody that's different. Every time that we've ever cut one of these down, been not very good. So you really want to find a fairway wood shaft, one that was designed for fairway woods. All right, now that should make a whole lot of sense in that the drivers are really big and the fairway woods are really small and much heavier. Trimming a little bit might help, but why not get one that's purely designed for that heavier weight, that smaller diameter, and the ability to want to get it up in the air? So do your research. I use Acra. They're the ones that have the family of shafts. I really like them. Mitsubishi is a very, very fine shaft, to be sure, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a fairway wood shaft. Now, I'm not as in detailed as I once was with them. They very well may have one, and then okay. For right now, I have my one company, and we're building this pretty good. So we're going to move on. We're going to try and flow this guy and try and catch up with the Pure. And there you have it. We got her in line. I called Sean up. Now what we're going to do is I glued it up, right? You saw where I measured. I got it to 9 degree. We talked about the small plus, right? The small plus, the 0.6. It got us right into that 9 degree, right where we wanted. We put the shaft in. We did the frequency check on it, and it was just a little bit off, but frequency machines can be different. And he was looking for a little snap anyway, so no trimming required. Made my phone call to Golf Works, who does a lot of the puring for a lot of people around here. We talked about placement, and I talked to the guys there about, you know, how it would work and if it would affect the way that it goes. And I talked to Sean about it, agreed with the alignment, and it is right there. The really interesting, and we call it theory to practice stuff, right? Theory to practice. What I did is I cut this thing a ½ inch longer than required, and that was in case I needed to do a little adjustment, whether it be swing weight, frequency, that kind of stuff. And I did that just before calling Sean. Well, as it turns out, we didn't need to do any tip trimming, so that was a good thing. And now it's a matter of swing weighting, right? He wanted D2 swing weight. So we're going to shoot, that's the next important thing to shoot for. Now, you guys have seen in other videos where, you know, swing weights need to have close, but do you have to have it precise? A lot of you golfers out there, the answer is no. But there are some that are very sensitive to swing weight, so we're going to try this out. Theory to practice, this is what it is, theory to practice. Now, when I had it a ½ inch over, it was at E5, Echo 5. So as everybody has talked on the internet, that if you take off a ½ of an inch, that's 3 swing weight points. Three swing weight points, right? As my favored Italian almost grandfather would say. So I cut it off, right? I cut it off. And what did I get? I got E2. Perfect, right there. I mean, it's sitting right there. See that? We got E2. Now that we've got the E2, you're like, well, Jim, that's not D2. You're right, it's not D2. However, in most every case, when you put the grip on, that's good for about 10 swing weight points. Unless you're using something that is very light or something that is very heavy, i.e., you know, jumbo grips, mid-size grips, you know, the lightweight grips that you see in the 360 patterns, that kind of stuff. But on the average, it's about 10. This is about average. So we're just going to slide this grip on and we're going to go. So Sean, you did really, really well. We're going to put the grip on and then we will show you the finished product. All right, I'm going to use the professional gripping station from Golf Mechanic because why? Well, it's right here. If you want to see it, there's a link to my review that's up over here. I'll tell you again, Sean did an excellent job of picking out the components. The weights were really, really good. The flexes were really, really good. It turns out everything else turned out very, very well. And with the Tensai Blue, I come to find out listening to a radio program during the Masters Week that this is probably the #1 shaft in play, at least the Pro Series version of this. Let's go final measure. And let's find out how good we did. All right, well, Sean, D2.5. I'm going to go with the 0.5. We're in pretty good shape. So we got everything that we wanted. We've got the good-looking PING LST 400, the G400, with the Tensai Blue 65S from Mitsubishi, and we finished it off with the Win grip and to the specs that he wanted. So Monday, because this is Masters weekend, Monday it's going back to Columbus. Sean, thank you very much again. Guys, if you have interested and you want me to do some club building or repair for you guys, send me an email, clubmaker@mcgolf.net or mcgolfshop@roadrunner.com, or just leave some notes in the show notes below and we'll get together and see what it is that you guys need. And again, as always, let's see your scores go low.